everything. Okay, we're going.
It's recording?
Yep, so let me zoom in on you.
Flashing.
All right, so you zoom in there. All right, this is my buddy Joe. He like can pull. He told me he could pull a motor in 30 minutes, but we're just gonna we're gonna record it. He's got the procedure. He's really good at this. So he's just gonna start the engines. The only thing he's done is remove the the accessory belt. He's gonna start it to show you that it's running. Everything's connected. It's got the motor's got a rod knock, so he's gonna pull this motor out, put another motor in it. You can hear the rod knock. So he's just gonna go, and we'll maybe comment on different tools and stuff. So
yeah, Brett wanted to see me pull a motor out, so I'll show you the way I do it. I take a lot of shortcuts that some may frown upon, but this is the way that I do it. Because I'm going to put another motor back in this car, we're going to save it, so I'm going to be fast about it. So what I do is I'll take off the positive battery cable first. I'll push the hood all the way back. This might be something somebody frowns upon. Push the hood back. Next, we're going to take out the shrouds.
And those are 10 millimeters.
Yep. I'll unplug it. Got your handy clip tool.
Gotta have your trim tool. I just went out and bought one. I bought two of them that are Craftsman because it looks like it's a better quality, and it looks kind of nice actually.
Set that off to the side. Oh, looks like it's missing a bolt on this side already. The belt was already removed, otherwise I pull the belt off. That's a 19 millimeter. Real simple.
Now those things sometimes stick on the hoses. And this is 2000. This is a drive-by wire, so yeah, drive-by wire, so you don't have the cable to worry about.
And I unhook all the plugs, angle or
Icon, those are Icon, right? Yeah, and he's going to disconnect the whole wire harness, which to me it seems like it's a lot of trouble, but Joe's knows. Oh, he's taking his coils out now, coil packs.
No, I'll leave the
No?
coil packs.
Oh, you're taking off the
Just the wiring harness.
Yeah. You know, if you leave the harness in, then you know it works because it was on that car.
Yeah, and you get to see every connection.
I don't know, I pulled, you see that, I didn't show you that picture, but I pulled that motor and I left the transmission sensor plugged in the back. So there's always that one connector you don't remember. You know what the connector that always gets me is the air conditioning connector.
Like AC connector?
Yeah, it's a bitch to get in there and get
Piece
it.
of cake. I'll show you how.
Especially if they have ABS controller in there getting in your way. And Joe likes to pull the intake off and flop it backwards, so that's one of his big secrets right there. Now he did tell me that he could do this blind, so maybe the next time. You see, they can do it. We'll just turn the lights off, okay? We don't want to put a blindfold on Joe, and then we'll see what he can figure out. And that's weird that they got that bolt there, you know? on the bottom as a support. And then you always change the intake gasket?
Yep, always.
That's a known problem with Vibes, is the idle won't idle very well.
And then for this connector, Brett, that's what I don't have my headlamp.
Oh,
Everybody's gotta have a
every
headlamp.
surgeon has to have their headlamp on.
What a difference.
Here, let me come over here. Let me
Okay,
turn-
that little clip there.
Here, I'm gonna come over here. Build a little
Oh, I
use.
already got it.
How did you get that off so fast?
Okay, look down on the back side here.
Yeah, I see.
That's that little tab. You just push that in and pull it out.
Yeah.
And then jack it up, actually. Get that. It takes a while for the antifreeze to drain out of them, so instead of making a big mess,
Yep. So you,
let it draining for a while. Watch out, X.
it always helps to have a shop dog or a shop cat that keeps things interesting. And then you just use the you don't drain it from the engine, right? You use the radiator drain.
Yep.
Because what sucks is when you take the lower radiator hose off, it pisses a bunch of shit out too.
Well, no, I do take the lower radiator hose off.
Yeah, but I'm saying it pisses. Safety first. Safety first.
I have your jack stands in there.
Just make sure you don't have the Harbor Freight recalled jack stands.
Clip on this one. Watch out, guys.
Hey, you know, I drained the transmission in one of the cars I was working on. I got almost 5 quarts of transmission fluid out.
Wow.
I've always been told there was 4. And that's it. And that's a 21 millimeter nut.
No, these are
Well, oh, they're 3/4? They're aftermarket?
these are all aftermarket.
Oh. I hate it when those lug nuts swell.
Well, people don't put the socket all the way out. That's what causes the issue.
Yeah.
Looks like they had some fancy drilled and slotted rotors.
Oh yeah. That's an upsell. So you're pulling that shroud out now?
Yep.
And usually that shroud is zip tied on or baling wired on if those connectors come out. I don't know if you got any zip ties on that one, but they always break.
We'll see. Watch out, X. Looks like
What?
they used fender.
Yeah.
Cladding clips.
Yeah.
That's what they got on there. Alright.
So you drop the main hose then, and you don't use the drain in the radiator?
No.
Because sometimes getting to those clips is a bitch. And
Yeah, these can be.
they put them on in the factory, and it's like, okay, let's put them on so that no one else can get them off. Because you get into a pair of pliers and try to loosen them?
Yeah.
See, I try a socket. Yeah, that's probably part of the problem.
And this is the fun, messy part.
Oh. Hey, the fluids at least looks good.
Yeah.
It's not green.
There.
It sounds like me going to the bathroom at night. Come on, get all that out of there.
Leave that one there in case something goes towards the drain.
Do you ever take the radiator cap off? Because that'll make it drain
Yep.
better. Sometimes.
Now. These come in really handy.
Oh yeah, those are your Icon, aren't they? They've taken the market by storm, man. Harbor Freight is so smart. Start out selling cheap tools and then sell a little bit better and then move to the expensive ones. And people are going to go good, better, best. Well, I'm the best. I want to get the best tools.
Okay, this is getting a little messy because there's still coolant in the
Yeah, that's good.
throttle body.
And you know what they use that for? Is to tell when it's warm. And I guess it's a sensor for when they do for the emissions.
You got your vacuum hose on the back of the intake. Or we can take that lid right off. If we wanted to. Maybe we'll just set that guy right there for now. Can't lose my intake. Oops. So this makes it a lot easier.
Get to the starter.
Starter exposed, your wiring behind the intake, your knock sensor.
Yeah, knock sensor's not easy to get to.
It is when you do it like this.
My niece has a knock sensor code, and it's like, oh crap. It comes and goes, so I'm just gonna let it run.
And this comes off here.
And it's amazing, lighting is so important. I'm an addict to have the best lights because, you get old, you can't see as well. And, being able to see what you're doing, it's just like priceless.
Definitely helpful. I'll usually stick this into the wiper. Now, I got my motor drawn.
And one problem I had in the past is when I changed the motor, the coil packs have two separate grounds. And it's good to clean those grounds because when I put the engine in, the car wouldn't start. And it was one of the coil pack grounds. That's what you're at right now. I think that white wire, there's two of those coil pack grounds.
That's good.
Oh, he's going to show you how to do the disconnect the fuel line too. That's always a problem. I have another way of doing it, but
No, I started doing it your way, Brett. Because
okay.
It's easier.
And I learned that from a YouTube channel, so that's why it's always good. You can never stop learning. Hopefully, it's funny to watch YouTube channels because some people don't know what they're doing. All right, and then other people do, so you just got to weed that out. Is that where you?
Yeah, I don't have the fancy tool for these radiator clamps.
I bought them and they don't work. They don't work.
These clamps,
No.
but what I do when I reuse them, because I do reuse them all the time, is I will cut that little tab off.
Yep. Well, that tab was made to hold it open, and then when you put it on, you can push it in, but it never wants to go back into that slot.
No.
I've never, and that's from experience using the lower holes, which pisses me off. So that worked.
This way. Okay, we got all that out of the way. So now I'm going to start with some other shortcuts. I gotta get this other coolant line out.
A lot of coolant lines in these engines.
Because they're cool.
Oh, you're not taking it off of the heater coil or the
No, I'm taking it off of the engine.
because it's a bitch getting it off those getting off the back. I've had that problem before.
I do take them off the back of the motor though, the other.
Yeah.
The one with the vacuum, I think for the brake booster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that speeds you up because you can never really get a good grip on the heater core. And here's that little connector here. If I want to
The
zoom.
fuel line.
Yeah, if I can zoom in on it.
We'll pull this off,
Yep.
and then you just push that yellow button.
Yep.
There's the fuel line disconnected.
Yep. It's so much easier. It's like that's how they want you to do it. I'm not sure why they
The
do.
oxygen sensor. Okay, now we're getting somewhere.
It's still draining oil or
Oh yeah, it'll drain for a while. I can take this big one right now. These ones are sometimes
the
drop.
14.
No, this is 17.
Oh, it's 17?
millimeter,
Yep,
the big
yep.
one. But once you get it, they usually.
Yeah.
come out
I like how
pretty
they got the nice cadmium coating or something. What are you eating, dog? Another bone?
easy. No, them clips.
What?
Yeah, he likes plastic.
What? Oh, that's for the body clip.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Axel. No. What's your dog's full name? Is it Axel? What is it?
Axle lug nut. Now I'm going to remove the starter, but I'm going to leave the wires intact.
Oh, so you're gonna just roll the starter out and then put it back
Yeah,
in?
because as part of the wiring harness, the starter's wiring is in a separate spot, so I can just lay it right here for now. I don't even have to bother disconnecting.
You lay it right between the
You'll see.
next to the
I can lay it right down there in the
little plastic.
little plastic thing. Battery's disconnected, so I ain't gonna hurt nothing.
Yeah, I just pulled the motor a couple days ago and the darn starter would not come out. And of course I was beating on it from the side. And Joe says if you remove the intake manifold when you're changing an engine, it's easier to get the starter to beat on it.
Makes it a lot easier.
So the engine that I have, he's putting in this, the starter, I haven't beat it out yet, so we'll have to pop that out. And what's really nice about this is the transmission has 3 of the engine mounts on it. So basically you just have the passenger side motor mount that's holding the engine in once you lift it up. The transmission is not as fun because then you got 3 motor mounts to get out. And that rear motor mount's not very fun to get rid of.
Take this little handle here. And you can tap on this case. I've never busted one. And they come right out like this. And then what I do is I just set that starter over there. Now I gotta double check and make sure I got everything up top. I got 2 more lines in the back, and then I'll do my transmission bolt.
The 2 lines in the back. What are the 2 lines in the back?
One's a coolant and one's a
Oh, yeah.
for the brake boost. I'll
Yeah,
get
yeah.
those 2.
Yeah, you're talking about the heater core line, yeah. See, that's good.
So we got this little guy here.
Luckily, your butt crack's not showing, so make sure that's tight, because I don't want to scare the kids, all right? Hey, I put a smiley face there.
As Brett mentioned, they got the clamp twisted completely around. Yeah, this one. So they are sometimes difficult to get off the motor. Sometimes I do end up taking it off of the
See, what I would do is what you're doing, and
firewall.
try to get that trim tool to push on it, because pushing it off, it's like stuck. But having those angles on it is almost like a trim tool. Once you get that clip off, then it's like having a trim tool in your hand too.
And sometimes I'll use these just to get the hose broke loose.
So one of many times I'm going to trip on the tripod.
Let's move this over here. Try and keep as much coolant in the system versus on the floor.
See, I was wondering, you know, if you clamped those 2 hoses that go to the heater core, I wonder if that would make it burp better, because then you're not really draining the fluid out of there.
Yeah, possibly. I try to put them up
Yeah.
and pin them in the back. And now you've got this.
That's the one I hate. That one drives me crazy.
This one is actually busted. The
Oh, I thought you were talking about the bolt.
clip on there, but this
Yeah.
back bolt here, what I usually do is I just try to bend this back just a little bit that holds the transmission cable.
Yeah, that gives me fits.
Then you get in here with a 3/8 ratchet. It's really not that big a deal because they usually come out pretty easy. So what you want to do is you want to get it broke loose and then use your fingers loose. So I get back here. There, that's loose enough for my fingers, so I want to get this out of there so that bracket don't get in the way. Use my left hand, spin it around backwards with my thumb and forefinger, and I can thread it right out.
And they're both the same length, correct?
Correct. This one's a little slimy, a little slippery.
Probably from the coolant.
Yeah. And I will add, I'm not a mechanic.
Yeah.
I'm self-taught in about everything I've ever done in my life.
And sometimes, you know, learning yourself, you either have an knack or you don't. You know, you can go to school.
That one out.
You can go to school to be a mechanic and not have any mechanic sense, and you're not going to be a good mechanic.
14 millimeter. There's 2 more bell housing bolts on the back side. These sometimes are a pain.
So you go from the top. See, I always go from the bottom.
top.
There you
You
go.
have to turn your wrench this way so you've got that right angle.
Yep, yep.
Oh, it's got the curve on there.
Oh, that sucks. That's where that was always gives me a, and they're not really that tight, right? You got to give it a
Sometimes, I mean, but usually they're like them top 2 great big ones, where once you break them loose, they'll come apart fairly easy.
That's the big time saver there. Look at that.
One.
I'm under there with a foot extension, trying to zigzag it around the exhaust manifold and for the bracket for the manifold to the engine.
Oh, this one's a little stiffer on the way out.
And this is a personal experience. One reason women like mechanics, we have strong fingers. Is it coming out? There's been times where you work on a car and the next day your index finger and your thumb hurts because you've been turning some of those screws out, and you know that you did a good day working.
Got it.
And then the torque converter
Then my
bolts
next thing,
are always a pain in the neck.
I took the unbolt the AC compressor from the motor. Usually you snap at least one of the bottom 2 bolts off into the block just because of the design.
Yep.
But I go ahead and just break it off, and then you can get the pump separated from the motor. And then once the motor's out, if you were reusing this motor, say it was a good motor and I was going to take it out and put it in a different car, then I would, it's easy to get the studs, the busted stud out of the block.
We'll see if you're lucky.
Yeah, let me.
Because this is what, I forget, a 5 or a 6, but it has what, 225K on it. No.
There ain't nobody here, Axel.
We'll
I
see.
always start with the bottom 2, leave the top, the easy one for last.
Yeah, because then it doesn't drop on the ground.
Okay, this one's coming.
I like that. You're good.
Got that one. I usually use a beef well, but I must have misplaced it.
And the trick is to have 15 10mm sockets ready to go. I buy that. Did I give you a set from Harbor Freight?
You did.
It works. What in doubt? That's my backup, man. I go there and I get it. It's like it's. I got a wrench set. What is it? I've got a gear wrench. Ratcheting wrench set. Number 10's missing.
Oh, I got lucky on this one.
Yeah.
Got both bottom ones. Then after this, most everything is done up top except for my motor mount, but I say wait till the very end for that. Then I'll go underneath, I'll do the power steering pump, the remaining bell housing bolts, torque converter bolts, separate the exhaust from the manifold, and that's about it.
See what I do? I do the exhaust first to see if I'm going to have a good day or a bad day. For you, everything's going great, and then you're going to get to the exhaust bolt like crap.
It happens. That's part of wrenching, and then I do get to that, I'll just cut it off.
Yeah.
Won't waste too much time on it.
But with me, I'll start the other ones first to see if it's going to be a good day or a bad day. So that was good. That's at least one of those. When I pull engines, at least one of those will break.
Yeah, and just go ahead and break it. Don't waste your time trying to get it out, because it's easy to get it out of the block. Somebody like Brett or I, we've got lots of spares.
Yeah.
So we just grab another bolt. Now, if you don't have any, then maybe you might want to use some heat. Try not to strip the head.
Yeah, it's tough getting heat in by the alternator and everything, and especially on an oily engine.
Now I just leave that
Sit
sit
there.
right there.
Yep.
Now I'll clean this up underneath, all the wet antifreeze. Dam here.
And you're gonna hit 30 minutes, 29:54 right now.
Yeah, Brett was lying about the half hour.
Yeah. Well, no, you be optimistic, all right?
take a 19 millimeter on the main crank bolt. Then I'll take
Was that for the torque converter stuff?
my impact, yep, for the torque converter bolt. And then I will take 14 millimeter for the other
Yep, because
two
then
motor mount bolt or
on the bottom.
housing
Yep.
bolts,
Then you're not getting. Yep, dude.
as well as the exhaust manifold bolts.
Take
So,
a.
let's get rid of that. And then I need my short 14 and ratchet for the power steering pump. And that can be a bugger
Yep.
because I always put my ratchet on the nut side and I don't have all the proper tools. But I'll leave it so it's not all the way nested on. That way I've got that little bit of extra distance.
Yeah.
And it's needed.
I wonder-
for that.
You need to take a deep well socket and then just cut one down, and that'll be your socket for
Yeah,
that.
That would work.
You know.
Um,
Here, I'm gonna put this baby on an angle here.
when you're down here, I always position the bolt in the upper right corner next to the oil pan so it's easy to get to. And I use an impact because it's a little simpler. Going out.
That's your transmission.
My torque converter bolts.
Hey, is the cover on or off? Usually that cover's missing.
It's missing, yeah.
Yeah, I save those because if anybody's really, what do you
Really
call it?
wants it,
anal, I got like 15 of them. And then I learned this. I don't know who told me this. One of these bolts has a small shoulder on it.
I think that was Barry.
Yeah.
I didn't know that either.
That helps you align it. But it's
Going back together.
yeah,
There's one.
but it's hard to really see it because I was expecting a bigger shoulder when I pulled them. I think he said it was a different color too, didn't he?
And we got 6 of them. I think it is a different color.
But the ones I pulled off, it didn't look like a different color. It was weird. And they Loctite them too, which is kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
So you're at a big angle, man. That's no axle. No axle. And you can see the starter hanging over there a little bit. There's a starter. No axle. No.
He wants some loving.
He wants some love. He probably smells my dog on me. And you know what? How do you? I've seen cars that I've got from you where the this frame thing here is loose so that you can get to that bolt. How do you get to that bolt? The 14 millimeter bolt. You can't get to it with a socket.
Well, actually,
I had problems getting to
torque
mine.
converter's loose.
Yep.
What I do is I will use my cherry picker and I start to lift the motor a little bit, and then
there
so
you
I
go.
don't loosen that bottom.
Yeah. Well, that's. And then he's under there looking. Hey, Dad. What's going on? What's going on, Dad?
So now I will do the exhaust, and I'll save the power steering for last because that's the funnest.
So we'll see if we hear a swear word here now. No swear words allowed. Take
Watch out, Axel.
care of that hood.
Ooh, CV boots ripped in half. That's not good.
You got spare CD joints, right?
Yeah.
Axel, no.
Big thing here is make sure you're on straight.
Yeah, it is 6 point, right? You got a 6
6
point?
point, and if you can, try to spray the back side of these threads the night before.
Yeah.
I didn't. I sprayed them about an hour ago.
How corroded are the heads?
Not too bad here.
Not bad. Oh, that's, yeah, man, the ones I pulled out of this engine were awful. I had to use
This
them.
one looks pretty good as well, so I think we're in good shape there. Exhaust is out, and we're both looking good.
I had to use an 11 millimeter. My heads were so crusty on that motor. I had to use an 11 millimeter self extractor with that flute on it and pound it out with a hammer. Oh my gosh, it's terrible.
All right, now I will do the
Power steering is always a pain.
power steering pump. Oh, that's my 12 millimeter.
Oh, hey, you got to remove that wire too, right?
What wire?
The power steering wire.
No,
you
not
need-
at all, because I leave
yeah.
the power steering pump with the car. So there's no need for that. But usually you need a wrench on the back side. Sometimes the power steering bolts freeze in there.
And then don't you have you pound the bushings back so that it goes back in? There's
When
some
you go to
bushings.
put the motor in, you definitely want to pound these bushings on the engine in to make it really easy.
Well, you do that when the engine that you're putting in is out of the car and you can get to it easily. I've had to do it when the engine is in and it ain't fun.
And this is where that socket being out a little bit
Gives you that clearance.
gives you that clearance from the pulley, which, yeah, people got a lot fancier tools than I do, so so they got the right one.
I probably can't get a picture of that.
Yeah, this one.
And then now, do you have the rubber washers for the O-ring for the back of that timing chain tensioner?
I usually put a new tensioner in it.
Because I could have brought you a bunch of gaskets. I actually
I've never been able to find the right size.
There's a guy called Mary Frankster on YouTube that told me what size to buy, and he was right. It's an American size, but I think it's one tiny bit bigger, and it seems to work better.
Okay.
I should have to bring you some of those next time. Because I haven't rarely seen a timing chain tensioner go bad. Basically, it's oil pressure pushes it.
Well, I've seen a couple of them freeze right up.
Yeah, but on average, all that thing really does is it's got that little cam that locks.
And usually it's, if you're leaking oil, it's because people aren't changing the oil
Yeah.
in that little O-ring. Or the reason why that tensioner sticks is because the oil turns to sludge.
Yep. Yeah, I spent $54 for a tensioner from Toyota.
This one's being a bugger. I've never bought a new one. I've always used ones. OEM ones, because they're always better.
Well, as long as they go in and out, I've seen people on YouTube, they go, oh, you have to push that in, and they press it against the door. They don't lift that cam. They don't know there's that little cog that holds it, and they're pushing on it. You're going to break the cog. So there's a little cog you lift up, and then it'll push all the way in. Then you can test it. If it's moving in and out, you're good.
Power steering pumps, bolts being a little bit of a
Yeah, I hate those.
bugger.
Yeah, but still, you're ahead of the game because none of the air conditioning bolts broke, and the
Yeah, but
exhaust
that don't
bolts
really
came
take
off.
much time if you just snap them off.
Yeah, but you're working. You're golden. And your oil of choice is Mobil 1, correct?
Yep, Mobil one. Most of my Vibes are high mileage, so I use the Mobil one high mileage.
And for people that don't know this, Toyota sells the oil filters. The list price is like $549 or something. So I just got Joe a 10-pack. I think I got him for $4.99 or something. I got him a bulk deal, but I think you told me you spent what, 15 to 18 bucks for one filter at a parts store.
I did, just because I was desperate and needed one.
Yep. Walmart sells them for like $7.50, but
For the
Toyota.
Mobil one?
No, the Toyota brand. But what Toyota does is they keep changing the model number. It used to be like a ZZ1 or whatever. Now they have like a different number. I was talking to the parts guy and he says, yeah, whenever they change the slightest thing, it gets a new part number. So you'll see like 5 or 6 different filters that it'll say replaces these numbers, and that's what they've done. See, that's the frustrating part right there. Plus, you got the oil from the leaking on the tensioner gets in there, you get all greasy.
Oh yeah, this is the slimy. This is probably the worst part of it, but it's so much easier taking the pump off from the motor than disconnecting the lines or cutting the line. For me, anyway.
Yeah.
It's actually less messy.
And you don't get that transmission fluid everywhere, or the power steering fluid. You know what? Well, too bad they didn't use an Allen bolt. That would be much easier to get in there.
I don't think they wanted everybody doing this
Yeah.
at home.
The rumor was if you had a 10mm socket, you could fix your Volkswagen Beetle. That's all you needed was one size, but no, the transmission and motor bolts are bigger. Okay. And then you pry that out, or does it just pop out?
Oh no, you gotta use a pry bar to get it away from the motor.
So we'll have to do a step by step.
So I'll use not an organized deal. I'll use this one. Get in here just to try to get it started a little bit, get it moving. Then there it is. And then I push it back so it doesn't get in the way when I pull the motor out. Just kind of set it back in there a little bit. Now
You got that back?
or get the cherry picker.
Or you can use the cherry picker to take both?
Just to take some pressure off the motor, and then I'll get the bottom dowsing bolts, and then the motor mount bolts. And I always take the whole motor mount off the wheel well, and then I can pull the motor right out.
You mean the 3 bolts that mount up right to the motor, right?
Yep.
Those 3 bolts right here. Yeah. Power steering pump, the power steering reservoir gets in the way, and the stupid AC line gets in the way.
So what I use, and I leave the alternator on,
Oh yeah, this is the key. I always have issues.
which there's a lot of this stuff people will frown upon, I'm sure, because oh, you're gonna put pressure and the alternator won't be any good.
Yeah, the motor doesn't.
I've never had a alternator not work from doing this.
And on the back, there's a hook, and then on the front, it's like that. Where do you get these straps at?
A friend of mine gave me a bunch of them. Worked at a steel facility that was, they use these to lift steel.
And we're at 45 or 43.54.
Woohoo! Yeah, and I feel like I'm going really slow today.
Yeah. You didn't have your energy.
All right.
You only had 1 cup of coffee versus
Now-
3.
Ooh, I'll take my adapter and 13. Now, I think I lost my adapter over here. $14 on there. Move this off the side. And then once I get it out, I clean everything up. And that's when I push all the bushings back in.
Yeah, that's that front tranche, the motor mount. That's smart, because that I spent probably 5 minutes trying to get that bolt out.
And then this one here, move the wheels. And then sometimes what I'll do is I'll put it on at first. Make sure I'm on it good. Nest it on there because I lifted the motor a little bit. And then I get this up in there.
Oh, so you're doing that.
Those two.
And they're both 14s, which is nice.
Yep.
Dang.
I got the 14. Them two out. And then while I got this all together, I come up here. Oops. Yeah, see, I don't have the best tools.
Yeah.
Ball's missing on there.
It's bad when you're missing a ball, isn't it?
So I gotta hold it. Got that one on. Then these three.
I think that's the last thing, right? And lift it up.
Yeah, and then you pull the motor off.
Look at that. That's 46 minutes.
This one's a little tricky. Now, if you got ABS, it's a little tougher to get this mount out. So I always take this mount out,
Yep.
or just put it over here because it always gets in the way.
Yep.
And now we can unnest.
Look at that. So much easier when the starter's not attached.
Keep all this pushed back. If you noticed, I didn't even take the radiator out of it.
Yep.
I should have did this earlier. Stop making a mess. Put the bottom radiator hose up there.
Look at that.
And then as you're guiding this up, you watch your
Take your time, yeah.
AC lines, and then right here, you don't want to bust this, which most people would say you should have just took the radiator out. It'll only take a couple seconds. Well, if you take your time,
Yeah.
you can do it without taking the radiator out, causing any damage.
Plus, you got the transmission lines you got to worry about on the radiator too.
Yep, and that's one of the main reasons I don't. So then you come back here and make sure that your oxygen sensor don't
yeah.
the wiring.
That's experience there. And then that wire here. This wire here.
No, that should all be free.
Oops.
Oh, what did I do here?
Is that?
Oh, I got that into there. Yeah, I usually don't do this, and usually
It's a little bungee cord.
I'll push the hood back a little bit and make sure the wire harness stays there. But we're good.
You just got that fuel line hitting. And then
Yeah.
nothing like the smell of gas. I love the gas and 90 weight gear lube. Yes.
90 weight gear lube.
That's good. That'd be a good cologne. Bacon and gear lube. Those are the good smells.
Yeah.
Look at that. So that's 48 minutes
Engine removal.
and 47 seconds.
Engine removal from a Pontiac Vibe.
Wow.
Unhooking the harness completely from the engine.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I hope it was helpful.
Yeah. All right. We'll stop this one. And let's see. I will do a little look inside here how it looks. So you got, there's the motor, or there's the pop your light on.
Oh.
Headlight. So you can see you got the look at the torque. Can now is that a good or bad catalytic converter?
It's a good one.
A little bit of black spots in there, and then there's the right there is the power steering pump, and then right here is the AC pump, and then right there is the starter. Amazing, you know, and everything went in good, and then there's all the connectors, and everything looks good. No, yeah, and then
And now the main thing when you go to put the new motor back in,
yes, yes.
see, it looks like one pin is left in the transmission, and
Yeah.
there's one in the motor right
Oh, that gave me fits.
here. So you
once.
have to make sure that when you put it back in, you can leave that pin in there,
Yep.
and then just if your new motor don't have one there, put it there and remove the other one.
Yep.
Then I come over here. Here's the bushings Brett was talking about. And I'll show you what I do.
Actually, I made a special tool.
Which will probably be frowned upon again because this is my special tool.
Yeah.
A ball
Here, let me
peen
get a picture.
hammer.
Show them. See that? You can see that little lip right there. See that little
Right
lip
here
right
on
there?
both of them bushings.
Yeah, that doesn't want
You
to
just
go
want
in.
to tap them in a little bit. See
Yeah,
how I
they
just
work-
tapped
yeah.
it? I've never busted this thick aluminum
Yeah.
casing. And that's all you need is a little tap on both of them to get them in. That way the
It
power
doesn't
steering
take much,
pump
yeah.
just slips right in. And another thing is, on this exhaust manifold, you can see where the old factory nuts on the back side. One of them was rusted right through. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, there's that. That one looks good.
Not too bad. But always inspect them nuts.
Yes.
And if they're in bad shape, you can remove them, weld another nut on, or just plan on putting another bolt all the way through. They make the aftermarket ones with an aftermarket catalytic converter that are smaller in diameter. Still got the spring and everything that actually goes through this.
Yep.
With a nut on the backside.
Ideally, you should never be taking the engine back out, you know.
No, change the oil.
Yeah. Yeah, but they had good points on those dowels. Now, the other thing is a tensioner. Let's spin this tensioner here. Now, is that a good tensioner or a bad tensioner? I don't. Let's see. Spin. What was?
Yeah, I would say that that's good. I don't pay too much attention to that. What I do pay attention to is this. When you go ahead and undo the belt, let me see if I can do this out of cut.
Yeah. That looks good.
See how it comes right back? When they get really bad, they'll stick like this. And then
Yeah.
you have to pull it back, and you might as well
That's
just
not-
replace it.
Yeah.
But sometimes when the bearings get really loud, this one, I would say that's a great one. I've had them that didn't make any noise,
Yeah, me too.
and I haven't really noticed the difference.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, is it noise good or is noise bad? You know. And if it spins forever, is that good? Or if it spins like 10 times, is that better? You know, I don't really. See what I wish. You know what you need to do is buy a brand new one from the factory and then do the spin test. But someone told me $190 for one of these.
Wow, that's
From Toyota.
pretty expensive.
Oh, it's crazy. Yeah, that's it. And then if you look back here, this is your timing chain tensioner, and this is where it leaks. Those two screws there, if you pull that timing chain tensioner out, there's an O-ring on there. The O-ring, after 20,000 or 20 years, shrinks, and then the oil will leak out. So I'm going to post a link to where to buy. I mean, you don't need 10 or 20 of these O-rings, but the guy shows where to get them, and it seems to be the ones that work. Some people, Permatex, they'll just leave the O-ring in and they'll put Permatex around it too, and then they'll close it back up. That really shouldn't be a problem either, but yeah, look at the engine. It looks clean on top. You know, they just didn't change the oils. Change your oil, people. As the world famous Scotty Kilmer says, oil is cheap, engines are not. You know, and everything else, that's good. So oh, the engine that you're getting in, the engine that it'll be a 2004, so you'll have to change that one hose. Just other than that, it's pretty easy.
Same thing. Yep.
Yep. All right, well, hey, you do something here. Vibe nut out, and there is the world famous Joe. And ladies, he is married. All right, sorry about that, ladies. You know, every woman likes a guy that can fix cars and, you know, replace water heaters and, you know, do all the handyman stuff. But no, Joe is taken, and so is his dog. Vibe nut out. Let's see, how do I do this? Click. Oh, did I just turn the power off?
I don't know. You think we should post that? Everybody would be mad that I put a motor in for them.
No, because you know what? You pay for the skill.
Now, see, if going together is easier.
Yeah.
So if I had one all prepped and sitting here like one of these,
Well, we'll do that.
you know, yours I'll have to take all the stuff
but
off.
thing is, you do it in reverse.
Yeah, and you can have her together and running and
Why won't this turn off?
hours
Why won't this turn off?
from taking out to putting in. Oh, it's recording me saying